Hello folks and welcome to another InkDependence.com brief video review and water drop test. This time I've got Pilot's Iroshizuku Shin Ryoku. This is one of those where I made a mistake and I said, I'm kind of out of this ink and I want to review it anyway because it's quite good. I did run all the way out of this ink, so I don't have a swatch for you as I normally do. In fact, I didn't even notice that this was the wrong ink until I tried to smear it, or give it the sort of typical ink smear that I give, which is down here. You can see that this one does not in any way look like the text. And I said, oh man, that's not good. In fact, while I was writing the review, you're going to have to ignore some of this text about the story about it because I totally thought I had the wrong ink in here. I thought I was using Mont Blanc's Jonathan Swift Seaweed Green, which is an ink that I got last year at the DC Pen, well, near the DC Pen Show anyway. And it's an ink that I'm not too certain I like. My wife really liked it. I started writing this review, I'm like, wow, I really like this ink now. Maybe I was wrong before. And then I got to the smear bit and went, oh no, I was totally right. This is just not the same ink. This is Shin Ryoku. I totally forgot what ink I had in this pen. This was done with my Franklin Christoph 27, otherwise known as the Collegia. That's this guy right here. This is actually written around Christmas, so I've been holding on to it for quite a while. I got in the pile of ink reviews to be done, and I just kind of didn't remember that it was there. Anyway, I tried this out with several different nibs. I have several of these nibs from Franklin Christoph for this pen, and you can see that the results really vary depending on which nib you use. The extra fine nib is a bit of a dry nib anyway. I'm going to see if I can't wetten that up a bit. Anyway, so that one's kind of a pale green, but man, once you get up to this broad stub by Mike Masuyama of Mike at Work, that guy is good at nib grinding. Once you get down to that one, you can see it's got some nice shading. It's like a deep green. It's not a bright green like you'll find, let's see, here-ish. You can see the Super Show green is kind of a bright green. Shin Ryoku is not like that at all. It's more of a dark green, more of a foresty type of green. Also not at all like this, which is the seaweed green. In any case, I do like this ink quite a lot. Let's see how it reacts to water. I'm not going to expect all that much, but you never know. You can see immediately the green coming up. We'll see how much of that remains. I used this ink for all my Christmas cards and such this last season. It was kind of the perfect ink for that. It's not particularly sedate, though. I don't know that you'd want to use it in a business setting unless you have a very fun business that you work at. And yeah, after just a few seconds, you can see how much of it came up. Not a whole lot left, although there's a little bit of a sort of a grayish, bluish tinge that's left behind. So if you do get some water on this one, don't panic. You'll probably have enough left to recover. In any case, this has been Iroshizuku Shin Ryoku. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. I don't know Japanese. I'll go ahead and admit that straight up. But anyway, this is a good ink. It's probably my favorite of this Iroshizuku line. It does tend to bleed a little bit if you use cheaper papers, but mainly I was using cardstock and higher for the Christmas action, and so I didn't really have any problems with that. Of course, here on Rodier, it's great. If you look at the back of the page, nothing even showing through. So that's one of the benefits of this paper. But it doesn't really feather and spread, even though it does tend to bleed just a little bit on some other papers. Its flow is, I've described it as generous. It's not super wet, but it's plenty wet for the nibs that I tried it in, which were all of these. And as I said, I used up my entire sample, so I did definitely like this one a lot. So if you find yourself in need of an Iroshizuku ink and a sweet dark forest green, this might be the one for you. There you go. See you around.